Welcome to the first ever, welcome to my first ever video about Universe Sandbox. I hope you like it. And what's the topic for this video? Well, the topic is gonna be, what's the topic? What happens, if the Earth, what happens if the Moon had a different planet? No, it did. No, the moon didn't have the Earth. The Earth had. The moon didn't have the Earth. The moon had Mars or Jupiter or Saturn or Uranus. If it had, and yeah, you might be yes, you might be wondering that question, but you might be wondering that question, and yeah, and how would the skies of the moon look? And how would the skies of the moon look? I'm also gonna take out all the clouds. Just clouds. And then basically, this is what you could see on Earth if the Earth was tidally locked to the moon. Take this off, and this is all you see. Just orbit saying something. But this is how it would look every day. Wow, that's cool. Anyways, I'm getting out of track, and the Earth is looking like a giant snowball. So let's go on to our first planet. Let's go on to our first planet. Mercury. Oh, wait, no, wrong category. Mercury. First, something weird would be happening. Mercury and the Moon are really cool objects because they could literally be in a they could literally be in a binary sense. They could literally be in a binary system. I'm literally just starting to form Mercury. This is everything you could see. This is Mercury and the Moon's barycenter. Also, I'll be measuring the barycenter just by time. Okay, so first let's look at the skies of Mercury. Let's look at the skies of Mercury. Also by now, Mercury would be tidally locked to the Moon. By now, Mercury and the Moon would be pretty much tidally locked to each other, which is pretty much a weird thing, because, Mercury. Because, like, the thing is, it's the same thing with Pluto and Charon. They just orbited each other, and then then the gravity just tidally locked them to each other. And now, from Mercury, this is the view of the Moon per day. It looks like it's orbiting something big. I swear, the humans in this universe would be think the humans in this, if Mercury even had humans in this universe, I think they would be discovering that the moon was orbit, that the moon, that Mercury, the moon wasn't orbiting Mercury. It was orbiting a barycenter. I think that's what they would be thinking. Next, not Mercury, we got Venus, my favorite planet. They'll be in a barycenter, and there will be a cool little Mercury. So, yeah. The masses of Venus and the Moon, and the Earth are really kind of similar, which is kind of funny. But how would how would Venus look? But how would Venus look? Yeah. How would Venus look in the skies? Or how would the Moon look in the Venusian skies? Also, Venus does have its atmosphere. I just turned off the dust atmosphere and clouds. Just turned that off. I just turned that thing off. Yeah. If Venus never had an actual atmosphere, you wouldn't really see the moon. Like, I think this is the best view. But this, yeah, without the stuff, this is what it would look like. But without the stuff, this is what it would look like. The orbit's too fast. Yeah, this is what it would look like. Yeah. I think everything would be the same. I think everything would be the same. But yeah. Next is Mars. This one would change most stuff. Because Mars has two moons, but the moons can't even reach. But the weirdest thing is the moons can't even. Oh no. The, moon, the moons can't even reach. Like, one of the best bits about Mars. They can't even reach it because, of course, they can't. But the moon would technically be forced into an elliptical orbit. Or would it? I'm just going to just take all the way out of the eccentricity in the orbit. And now this is basically no, it's going to be orbiting simulated Venus. No, Venus, Mars. I just want the moon to be orbiting Mars. Actually, I just want this object to be orbiting this object. Okay, so I'm also going to change it into how it usually actually looks like, which is basically far. Actually, no, this isn't even one lunar distance. This is one lunar distance compared to Mars. I need to find the lunar distance pattern. Yes, this is a lunar distance pattern. This would be the moon's distance compared to Mars. Wow, that's big. You know, that's big, especially. Now let's see how this. Let's see now how this would dominate the skies of Mars. Also, I'm trying to make it go in the right direction. Okay, let's go in the right direction. 90 degrees. So I'm trying to make it tilted like the other moons. I'm trying to make it tilted like the other moons. It's hard, hard. I am not going to do it anymore. So yeah, let's go to the side that the moon faces us. Also, how long is a lunar year in this? It'll technically take like brightness comparison. Human eye, it has real limited brightness. Let's go to the human eye, okay? Okay, so basically, yeah, it takes 2 months, unlike our occasional few months. Okay, so no, this, also I'm gonna put it in the atmosphere and the clouds and stuff. And is how, this is how this is how the Martians would see the sky. First off, we got Phobos, Deimos. Actually, I think in this universe you need a telescope or something to see them. Like, especially Deimos, because I can't even see a little bit. I think it'll just look so small. And this little bright thing. Well, it's not bright though, but but this is the moon. Okay, now let's go to the big gassy boys. Big gassy boys. That sounds random, doesn't it? Also, this is also the size comparison between. Also, there is a chance that there is a binary system because this is this is like yeah. Also, the thing is, this has different moons. Okay. Also, this is the two moons of Mars. So I want to see how this works. I want to see how something like this would work. Let's see how something like this would actually work in real life. Nothing is actually happening to Phobos and Deimos, which is actually probably a good thing. Which is actually probably a good thing, you know? Because, yeah. But what if I inlaid it up a bit? I just want to see. What would happen if they get like a net? Oh, man. So Phobos is almost on the end. Phobos is almost on its end. I mean, Deimos. Deimos is almost on its end. Why did I say Phobos? Wait. Phobos is almost on its end. I think the moon being like this will like stabilize. I think the moon like being like this would probably stabilize the orbit of Deimos. I think the moon being like this would like actually stabilize the orbit of Deimos. I think it would stabilize the orbit of Deimos. I'm thinking about it, and I think Deimos is on the verge of ejection. It literally is on ejection. Okay, next is another planet. This is gonna take a while. Next is gonna be Jupiter. Jupiter. It's gonna take a while. Come on, add. Next, okay, so we're back with the Earth. But the thing is, we're gonna be doing moon views from now because the gas giants, these things don't even have a solid surface, so it's like, why do I need this? Why do you need this? I just don't want you to do that. Okay, so next is let's go to big Jupiter. The thing is, you maybe be thinking like, why is Jupiter not swallowing up the moon? Well, technically, the distance from Jupiter and the moon, actually no, if the Earth was replaced by Jupiter, with the moon still standing, of course, I think like the moon would successfully orbit around Jupiter because a lunar distance is like, because the thing is, a lunar distance is actually bigger than Jupiter. Wow. Wait, no, don't fly into it. No. No. Okay, no, I swear, why did I Okay, so now let's go one lunar distance. So yeah, now we went from this. Why does the moon love to? Why does the moon love to crash into Jupiter, man? No, the moon likes to crash into Jupiter for some reason. Like watch. Probably now is probably one of the best time. But how would Jupiter? But how would the moon be chilling with Jupiter's other moons? I have no idea. But let's see. So the moon would be close in orbits to Io, which is actually pretty weird. Also, because there is a big chance that they might collide with it. There is a big chance that it might collide with it. There is a big chance. Come on, tidally look it, tidally look it, tidally. Oh wait, no, wrong object. Tidally look it, tidally look it, tidally look it. Okay, so yeah, it orbits so close to Io that it orbits so close to Io that yeah, this is actually how a lunar distance would work. This is how me orbiting at a lunar distance would work. The thing is, Io was starting to affect the man. I thought Io was my favorite moon. How dare you destroy our moon like that? So yeah, the thing is about Io is that its orbit's a bit close to a lunar distance. Wow, that's a bit crazy. No, but actually, if it orbits at a lunar distance, no, but actually, if it's normally orbiting at a lunar distance, If it's orbiting at a lunar distance, I think like the closest point in orbits would be. I think the closest point that they would be in orbit to each other would be like very close. So like according to this simulation, like the closest the moon and Io can be is wow. The closest these two can be would be like very cool. Like watch. Like watch. See? The closest these two can be together is like 3,000 is like 300 no, not 300. 30,000 kilometers. Wow. 30,000 kilometers. Wow, that's nice. And then the furthest point. Then the furthest point around Jupiter would technically probably this. Technically, this was saying. I don't know. This is how they orbit. And then it takes a little while, and then they go back to being close to each other again. And then there's just some weird thing. Okay, I want to see. How big is Io at their closest point? How also Io and the moon when they go to their closest point to each other, Io quickly captures the moon, which is actually pretty funny. Like watch. When's Io gonna come? Io, come. I wanna like look closely look. I swear, they're on a collision course. They're actually on a collision course. Okay, so yeah, they're actually on a collision course. They actually collided with a few other moons. Lots of fragments are coming out, and yeah, this is the moon's life now. This is the moon's life now. Okay. So I learned a new lesson. Never trust Io with the moon. Never trust Io with our moon. I finally learned that lesson. Never trust Io with Luna. Let's add Saturn's bit. Wow, that's a lot. No. I don't know why I just done that. I'm trying to make it like go with the same plane as the other moons. I'm trying to make it go with the same plane as other moons, which is actually a pretty hard thing to do. I also want to go. Also want it to go to like this thing about so. So it's 28.1, 28.1, 2020, 2020, 28.1, 28.1. 28.1, 28.1. Okay, so yeah, this finally goes with yeah, So yeah, yes, it works. Actually, how does this work? It needs to be proper aligned with the other moons of Saturn. This needs to be proper aligned with the other moons of Saturn. And what's this again? What's this magic number called again? 172. Okay, 172. 172. This is actually so hard, you know. There's orbits in the same plane Mimas does, which is say inside. Okay, this is just lie. This is a lie. This is how it really goes. What the? Why is it so far? Why is it so eccentric? This is the moon orbiting at a lunar distance. Wow! So the thing is, the orbit of Rhea extends far. That's bigger than actual one lunar distance. Wow. Do you think this is nice? Yes. Okay, let's go this for a while. Our moon is obviously bigger than Rhea. There's a fun fact. Our moon is obviously bigger than Rhea. And yeah. I'm gonna go on chart mode and see like the closest object. The moon. the moon would be. So yeah, we got the moon. So the closest object is technically going to be Dione or Rhea. We need to check their orbits. We need to check orbits, check orbits, check orbits. So yeah. Dione and the moon are just complete neighbors. Like the closest point. This is like the furthest point the moon and Dione could be. That's actually kind of far. And then the closest point is probably going to be one of the worst things mankind has ever looked at. I think like right. Okay, let's look. So yeah. I love looking at like the closest point of moons because then yeah, this is the closest point. The moon could be to yeah. So I think actually Diary is probably like bigger. Okay, we need to wait. We need to wait. We need to wait. We need to wait. The inner system is actually pretty funny. The inner system is doing nothing, which is actually pretty weird. Okay, next to the Uranian system. Yeah, this is gonna take a while. WHIA. Wait, no, WHILE. It's gonna take a while. Next is Earthy Earth. I'm joking. We already know how it works. The Earth orbits the moon, and we just live like that. Okay. No, I don't want to save the Earth because no, I do want to save the Earth in terms of global warming, but I don't want to save the Earth like. Okay, so this is Uranus and the Moon. The Moon and Uranus, the Moon and Uranus, the Moon and Uranus, the Moon and Uranus. You sure you would work? No, just normal, just normal. Have a normal orbit. Have a normal orbit just for once. Please just have a normal orbit just for once. And the moons. Uranus and the moons. Why did I decide to do that? I'm supposed. Oh wait, no, I'm supposed. Oh, wait, no, I'm such a knucklehead. They're supposed to orbit another way, not that way. No, no, they're supposed to orbit this way, this way, this way, this way. I know it's weird. I'm actually gonna do that. And then this is good. Luna fits in with the other moons. Here's a fun fact. When you do this, like, the moon is technically the biggest moon of Uranus, which is actually kind of funny. The moon is actually either on a collision course with Titania or like cap or potential for a captured moon. Or like captured moon potential. Like actually Titania is like a damsel in distress. Also I think it's because like even like when they get near to each other, like the thing is they like to like get each other. Need to get Titania, yeah. They're almost on a collision course, but as time and 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 goes, as time goes, yeah, Titania's further than it used to be now. An ejection's coming out! Wow! Oh no, it's crashing, it's crashing. Okay, back to Neptune, go to Neptune, go to Neptune, go to Neptune, go to Neptune. I'm also gonna do something for all you Pluto lovers. Yeah, I know you guys exist, Pluto lovers. I'm going to do. Okay, need to replace the Earth with Neptune. Hope Neptune, you guide with me, please, please, please. I'm joking. Yeah, you need to open. Okay, so the moon's buddies with. Ah, ah. The moon's buddies with Triton. Yay! The moon's buddies with Triton. Yay! The moon's buddies with Triton. But let's see how these buddies would go along. First, we need to look at the orbital plane. Triton orbits counterclockwise. I mean, Triton orbits clockwise and the moon orbits counterclockwise. And most stuff. Okay, so let's go. Go. Also, Naiad is going. Sorry, I'm not having enough time on Neptune. I just couldn't be bothered. Just couldn't be bothered to have enough. And all you Pluto lovers, yes, I know all of you love Pluto. And I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna add Pluto for all you Pluto lovers. Hold up, this can't work. Wait, hold up. Can this work? Uh, and this is why Pluto is not a planet. But no, sorry if I upsetted. Sorry if I ruined your childhood. Okay, I'm sorry if I decided to ruin your childhood. Like, actually. But yeah, Pluto is smaller than the moon, and there's scared of this. Basically, yeah. Gonna be orbiting Pluto like a life-size object with. Hold up, I might do a free binary system. I might actually kind of do a free binary system. That would be so cool. With Sharon, then there's Nyx, then there's Kerberos, then there's Styx, then there's Hydra, 2, then that makes 6. Then there's Kerberos, then there's Yay! And then Sharon's gonna be totally locked, and then yes, this is gonna be one of the weirdest stuff ever. And then actually, I wonder how this would work. Now, especially with the moon to keep in check. I suppose Charon is actually destroying Pluto and the moon's friendship. And the moon has another moon! Kerberos and Hydra! Yay! And the moons have moons! Yay! I can't even say they are moons. Really, I can't. Where's Sharon gone? Did Sharon just crash into something? Oh, Sharon was the actually only object that still remained with Pluto. And the thing is, yes, its orbital period turned into years and days because of. And its orbital period become days and turned into months because of Sharon. Wow, Sharon had to do that. Sharon had to be one of the worst people in the world. Well, worst moons in the world. Yeah, Sharon, you are not. Oh, first instance of a moon orbiting something, of an object orbiting something that's smaller in mass than them. Wow, so cool. I just discovered. So yeah. Hello. So yeah, this video is almost like done. I am so happy that you actually got to stick along, and yeah. Let's see how Earth deals with loads of meaninglesses! Oh no. I swear, no. I want to do one last thing before we go. I want to do one last thing before we go. Go. Gonna get. I'm gonna simulate the Theia impact. I got some of my stuff. I'm going to simulate the Theia impact. Okay. Bye, guys! Wait, no, 2 Theias. Bye, guys! And subscribe. And the fragment created. And the fragment created something we all know as the moon. But that point was just one of the 2 objects. Yes, that was true. And you see, ladies and gentlemen, that's how the moon was created. So yeah, have a good time, and goodbye!